another one of this shit. Okay, so all right, let's head out west now, bro. We got to talk about the Western Conference. Like right now, if you had to pick, then let's do a tier list for the West, okay? I didn't want to do it for the East because like everybody else is like, uh, like
Yeah.
you can put them all in one group and it's like Magic,
It's Boston.
Cavs,
Knicks.
Pacers. They're all decent teams, but like
Yeah. Hey, no
really
real chance.
title contenders,
Yeah.
probably not, right? Like, is it interesting to like? I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't care what I don't care what the Magic do because I know they're not coming out the second round. Like you know,
Yeah.
there's probably a couple teams in the West, not, but at least the West is like it's even or even amongst those teams, it's like competitive. You don't know who's gonna win what. All right, let me hear yours though. Like tier one, who's your tier one teams in the West? Actually, no.
Tier one.
Let's start with like let's do four tiers. Okay. Tier four, let's say they're the playing teams. Okay.
Okay.
For teams who are competing for playing spot and playing teams. Tier three, the teams who are like let's say okay, three tiers. Playing teams, teams who are competing for playing teams. Okay. Wait, no, four tiers makes more sense. Sorry. Four tiers. The teams who are not competed for anything at all, who we don't we'll just mention them. The third tier teams competing for playing.
Mhm.
And then the second tier, team six and five. And then we'll talk top three, tier one.
All right. So am I starting from the bottom or the top?
Let's start start from the bottom.
All right. Tier four. Let's see. Let me look at every team in the West first before I do it, so I don't miss anybody.
All right.
All right. Tier four. You got your Trailblazers. You
Uh-huh.
got the Jazz.
The Jazz, we don't know where the Jazz wants to go though. They might try to compete, but the Jazz,
Man, they're cooked. People are looking for Laurie Markkinen. I don't.
I don't know.
They're cooked.
I don't know why they don't trade him, bro, and just bottom out and
I
go to
mean, it's Danny. That's Danny Ainge's team, man. He's looking for some picks. If you want Laurie, I feel like
he
he's
still
probably
will give him
expecting
picks
3
though.
or
Like
4 first rounds.
he just did. I think they just want ridiculous picks. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jazz. You said Jazz,
I got Jazz, Blazers,
Blazers.
and I would put the Spurs in there. I
Okay,
would probably say the Spurs are trying to. They're still in that bottom tier, but they're trying to compete to be in part of that play-in situation. But they'll probably be 11 hanging outside.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Probably not even 11, honestly. They'll probably be about 12. But those 3 teams, I would say they probably have no chance of actually getting into the playoffs.
Where we're playing teams though.
Playing teams, I would say the Rockets, Warriors,
Yeah,
Kings,
Kings.
Lakers.
Lakers.
Like
Lakers is an interesting one, bro.
I don't.
Right now it seems like the Kings are might be getting DeMar DeRozan. You
And
see
yeah, I saw that.
how
And
good
I
looking
mean,
he is?
honestly, even if I feel like the Kings are a better team than the Lakers. If you ask me, honestly, as it
I think
stands
it's
right now.
matchup dependent. I think the Lakers are a better team than the Kings. It's just the Kings will probably beat the Lakers if they play,
That matchup wise,
but
yeah,
majority of the league the Kings aren't beating. The Lakers might have a better chance of beating the rest of the league simply because they're bigger. The Kings have the size to match up with the Lakers, and
yeah, yeah.
they can't guard De'Aaron Fox either. So that's
Exactly. And I mean, on paper, yeah, you could say the Lakers are probably better, but LeBron's getting a year older. Can
true.
we expect another healthy Anthony Davis season?
Hmm.
And then what have they did to improve from the past season? Like I Maxi Christie. Okay.
Nothing. You're right. The Lakers might be a playing team. Okay, so we
Yeah.
got Rockets, Lakers, Kings.
And
What about
Warriors.
Pels? You said who? Warriors?
Warriors.
Yeah. What about the Pels? What about the Pels and Clippers? What do you think about them? And what about the Suns?
I think the Clippers will still be decent. They're probably not gonna be a top 6. They might be a top 16. I'm trying to think out of that
All right. Any team that's not top six is playing.
is playing. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. out of that play-in situation, I still feel like the Clippers are better than the Warriors.
You think the Clippers are better than the Lakers still?
That's the tough one. I would probably lean. This is the thing. If Kawhi isn't healthy for at least 60 games, I would probably say the Lakers are better.
Okay.
But if he is, which is a big if, I would put the Clippers over the Lakers because I like the role players they have. They don't have enough star power, I believe, with
Okay.
those role players to
Right
get them.
now, if you had to pick one person, two teams for 7-8, who you put in 7-8?
7-8.
Yeah.
I'd probably put the Clippers and Lakers.
Clippers or Lakers 7-8. Okay. Or so what about the Pelicans? Where would you have the Pelicans?
I like the Pelicans. I like them adding DeJounte Murray.
So
I
you
don't know
think
what they're
the
gonna do with
Pelicans top
Brandon
six?
Ingram, but
You think the Pelicans top 6 over the Kings, Lakers, and Clippers?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, what I will say is I have to see what it looks like without Jonas Valanciunas. That's a big
They
piece
don't
that
got
they
a
missed.
center, bro. And they traded Ingram. I mean, I don't think Ingram matters too much, but they did.
Well, I
They,
mean, Ingram's still there as it stands. They probably will get rid of him though. But
you know what I think? A lot of people might disagree with this, but I think the Pelicans are playing team.
because
I
they're
don't.
playing saying
I don't.
I mean,
I don't
I
think.
wouldn't.
I don't think they'll be. I don't think they will be better than the Clippers. I don't think they'll be better than the Lakers. I don't think they'll be better than the Kings. I think they're playing team. I think if they don't get a decent shot blocking center who can defend somehow, and I don't think they're gonna get that. I think. I think they're gonna miss Brandon Ingram. I think Zion's probably gonna be in and out of the lineup. Um, I think they're gonna get scored on. I know they still got they're an elite defender in Herb Jones, but if they don't get a solid center who can rebound the ball, because Zion's not rebounding for shit. You know,
Nah, yeah,
a solid center who can rebound the ball and block shots. I think they don't have enough scoring. I mean, they're gonna score, right? But they're not that elite at scoring to where it can like you can outscore a team because you can outscore a team and your defense doesn't matter that much. I don't think they're that elite of an offensive team. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, they're elite. They got shooters now, right? And Zion gonna punish you inside. But at the same time, Herb Jones can't guard everybody. Who's gonna protect the paint? Who's gonna rebound the ball? Zion's not rebounding. If you
yeah.
don't have a center who can rebound, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They traded away the both centers. You're gonna get what veteran minimum centers. They're gonna
yeah.
have to
That's
trade
really slipped
Ingram.
my
They
mind.
better get a center back. Like if you're going to trade Ingram to Atlanta, you better go get Clint Capella or somebody. I don't know. Like whoever you decide
That's
to trade
yeah.
Ingram to, get a
That
center.
slipped
They
my
don't know.
mind. So like, I probably would put the Pelicans behind the Clippers or Lakers,
Okay.
but still have to see it all play out.
Right. You're
I
right.
probably
Also,
will. I probably would bump the Clippers up and put the Pelicans down into the
right, because
play.
you're right, because that's what I'm saying. It's like it's all depends on who they get, right? Because if they get somebody good, then like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then we have nothing to say because I think they're a very deep team. But
yeah,
right now they just traded away not traded, they lost one center in free agency, which is dumb. Like that's dumb organization decisions to me. Like
I don't know why Jonas even.
if
I mean,
if you
they didn't throw any money at him because Jonas he went to who, the Magic?
I
Oh no,
would
the
have
Wizards.
re-signed him. If I had to re-sign him for more money than he got, I would gonna re-sign him because I'm not losing him for nothing. And if I
Yeah,
don't put him on my team, I'm trading him. I know somebody gonna want him somewhere. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
if you, like that's why you have extensions. That's why you give these guys extensions. If you don't give them extensions, bro, you trade them. That's just how I see it. And they decided not to trade him. They decided not to extend him, and now they lost him for nothing. I hate seeing competing teams do that. That makes no sense to me. If you try and compete, you don't lose players for nothing.
yeah.
All right, so top 6 teams now. Who do we got?
Top six. I'll start from bottom to top. At six, I would probably put. I would probably put the Suns.
Okay,
I put the Suns at six.
I think
At five,
yeah.
huh?
I
At,
was gonna say the Suns might even be playing, but I might have them 6 too.
I feel like they'll be better. Now
Yeah.
that they still struggling with their center position. They had it with Plumlee, right?
Yeah. And no, and still got no, like they drafted they drafted a really good defensive player out the first round, which is nice, but the guy can't shoot. So I don't think he's gonna be able to shoot in one season. He's gonna play great defense like Josh Okogie did, and they want to re-sign Josh Okogie for why I don't know why, but they want to re-sign Josh Okogie. They're probably gonna be better just based off the fact that fucking Kevin Durant is on the team. Like, and they're gonna have more experience playing with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. Just
Yeah,
off the strength of that alone, you're probably gonna be a better team. But
yeah,
the West is everywhere. Everybody else is also getting better, and that's my problem. Everybody else is getting better, and yeah, your chemistry might be better. You might play a little bit better defense. You might score a little bit better, but you still have the same problem. Like it's still the same core, and you're still gonna have people scoring on you,
yeah,
and you can't do nothing about it. Majority Bradley Beal is still making $50 million a year and still can't average 20 points for your team and can't play a significant amount of games. And even if he does, somebody else is probably gonna get missing, right? You don't have
yeah.
a solid 30 wing. Like you're starting four, like what, three guards in your lineup. Like, you know what I mean? And even if they do decide to start Rice O'Neal, which is what I think they should do, Rice O'Neal is still short. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You got
yeah.
nobody to guard, you got nobody to guard Braun, you got nobody to freaking guard Wemby. I know it's Wemby and his team's not doing much right now, but you got nobody to guard
I mean, nobody has anybody at guard.
got nobody to guard Curry. You got nobody to guard Luca. You got nobody to guard SGA. Like name the top team, Zion. You got nobody to guard. No star players on your team. Like what player would you look at and say, okay, Royce O'Neal matches up great against this guy. And Royce O'Neal is gonna have to be who you start. And if you don't start Royce O'Neal and you start Grayson Allen, that's even worse defensively.
Yeah,
Offensively, sure, but defensively, you're taking kind of a hit. Like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Let's say you
I'll
start
probably start
Ryan
Royce.
Dunn. It will be just like the Ryan Dunn is the player they drafted. A really good defensive player. I think he's gonna be great in the league one day, right? But I don't know
Yeah,
if that day is gonna be this year or maybe and not even next year, right? But the problem is teams are gonna leave him wide open. Like I don't know if he's going to be able to shoot right away, and which I doubt, right? So teams leave him wide open, that hurts your offense. But again, that's a coaching thing. They're going to have to figure that out. So you said you have the Suns. Who do you have after the Suns?
Suns. After that, number 5, I'd probably put the Grizzlies.
The Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Who do you have above the Grizzlies, though?
above the Grizzlies, that'd be 4 more spots. I have in no particular order. I have the Thunder, the Mavericks, Timberwolves, Nuggets. Even with the Nuggets
Thunder.
losing out on KCP, I still have put them at 4.
Okay. I have to agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. I have to agree with that.
Yeah,
Makes sense. So
yeah.
yeah,
'Cause the Grizzlies, they're a good regular season. They hype. They
have a
young.
chance to knock out one of those teams, though. Like regular season wise, at least. I think they
You said,
definitely have a chance. I think they're gonna come better and stronger. Um, yeah, I like the Grizzlies. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very high on the Grizzlies this year. I think they have a chance to beat anybody. But yeah, I would definitely agree with that, bro.
yeah.
So, top three now. We got to list the top three in a order. Like if
In the
you who's gonna
Southwest,
win the West this year, bro? Like if you had to pick? I know that the trades aren't done. We'll probably end up doing this again at some point. But
yeah.
like right now, who do you pick?
I'll probably go Thunder at 1.
You're not gonna put the Mavs there?
No, I'm not gonna put. I mean, the Thunder were the best team. I mean, record wise, the best team out west this
Yeah,
season.
but the Mavs
And I
weren't
feel
there
like,
in the first half of the season.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like,
I don't feel like the Mavericks are going to. They're not as young as the Thunder for one, so I don't feel like they have the energy in them to just dominate a whole regular season. It's gonna be some injuries
okay,
involved. It's gonna
let's
be.
okay. Since we're on the topic of the Mavs, let's talk about their trades. Who's the Mavs starting lineup right now, bro? You're a Mavs fan. You gotta tell me, who's the starting lineup, bro?
I mean, you know, it's gonna be Luka, Kyrie,
Okay.
Clay, PJ, and Derek Lively more than likely.
Okay, who's guarding Shea?
See, and this okay, so this is my thing. All right. So yeah, we don't have Derrick Jones Jr. in the lineup anymore.
Yeah.
Granted, we pretty much essentially replaced him with
Garden
Najee Marshall.
Shea.
And so Najee Marshall pretty much does a lot of the same things
Bench.
defensively. Yeah, but he's gonna be on the bench.
So for the first
I'm not
5 minutes, Shay's just gonna be raining. He's just gonna be walking through y'all. Like the
I
first,
feel like
okay, let's just say this is playoff series, right? That's your starting lineup, game 1 versus the Thunder. Um, who you put it like there's your starting lineup. Are you gonna put Clay on Shea?
nah, I probably put Kyrie. I mean, this is the thing. When you got players like Shea,
So you're gonna put
Luka,
Kyrie on Shea?
I would probably put Kyrie on Shea. And listen to me. Hear me out now.
Kyrie on Shea, all
Nobody's
right.
going to stop him, no matter who you put on him. And
Okay.
the way that the Mavericks play defense, it's a funneling type of style. They don't really try to do man to man. I feel like I would want them to do that a little bit more this season. People are going to have to do a better job of
I'm gonna lie, nobody in your Mavs team is guarding Shea.
that.
Shea is cooking the Mavs this year. Shea, every time Shea steps on the court and see the Mavs, he gonna be like food. I'm sorry. And not just Shea. Majority of these superstars. And
I mean, you could say the same thing. You could have said the same thing this playoffs. I mean, who really was stopping Shea? Shea averaged 30,
exactly,
pretty
but like
loose.
he's gonna be yes, but you still fun, you still made it like most of these superstars are gonna cook, and it's like Luca, right? Luca was still cooking versus Mavs, but Lou
Versus who?
Dort made it tough for
Oh,
him.
Thunder.
Lou Dort was making it tough, like you know what I mean? Like if Luca was meant to score 40 that game, he's gonna score 30 just because of Lou Dort.
Was he playing
That's the thing
tough
I'm
or
trying to
was
say.
he just
Like his
fouling?
games are gonna be tougher. He's gonna miss a lot of tough shots. He's gonna be tired. He's gonna make some bad plays here and there just because Ludar is on him. Shea, he's just gonna be so comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's gonna get him out of his comfort zone. He's not gonna make no bad. He probably still make a bad decision here and there just because it's basketball. But for the most part, like he's just gonna be comfortable. Like he gonna feel
Okay,
comfortable.
so
And you
who
got
was
him feeling comfortable, bro.
if you say that, who was making him uncomfortable in the playoffs this year?
I don't think anybody was making him uncomfortable.
So what
But
changed?
but he was thing was still making it a little bit tougher for him. Like, you know
Who?
what I mean? What was his name? I can't remember it. DDJ.
Jerry
What?
Jones Jr.
Yeah, Derrick Jones Jr. Right? He was definitely making it a bit tougher on him.
I
I like
can't think of, and I like Derrick Jones Jr., great defender. I
yeah.
can't think of one play where I saw in the Thunder series against Shea where it made it look like he really played lockdown or he
Okay,
was just
but he
made
was
it
playing.
uncomfortable.
I thought he was playing good defense, right? But here's my thing. I don't think you guys had a better defender than him, wrong or right? Right? And
No, he
if
was
he was
definitely
your
better.
best defender, and if he was your best defender, and he just downgraded on the defensive position, right?
So you think Najee Marshall is a downgrade on him defensively?
If for sure, like
Like a noticeably
here's
down.
also what I think too, right? I think Derrick Jones Jr. was having one of those seasons, and I don't think he's gonna have. I don't think he's gonna be that special again. I think now he's
Probably not.
paid, right? I think it was a good move to move on from him because I don't think he's going to be able to replicate what he replicated. I also think majority of the reason why he looked so good was because of Luca and Kyrie, right? So
Really?
I think getting Najee Marshall is the right decision. I think you guys will probably still beat OKC if you play them again. But
So why you
guys,
say
if you guys do lose, it will probably be because you don't have a guy like DDJ.
I mean, and
I
this
think
is my
that's
thing.
why.
This is
Because
what I'll add to that. I mean, like you said, they don't really have anybody like,
and
but they
now
think
you're
they
a bigger team. You
better.
can't switch what was it, PJ Washington onto Shea anymore because PJ Washington gonna have to guard Chet.
Yeah.
And we
So
and
you
we
think
got a
they're gonna
center
start Chet
Tatum
at the
now.
4?
Huh?
You think Chet starting at the 4? You think they're gonna add
For
Hardenstein?
sure. I think I think there's gonna be times where Chet's at the 5 again, but the fact that they traded for Hartenstein, paid him like nearly $30 million a year instead of a power forward, I think they gotta start him. I think if they
Yeah.
don't start him,
And that's what I was gonna say. It was a
I
nice
think
addition for sure. It definitely pretty much damn near solidified them as the number 1 seed for me out west. I just feel like they probably would have been better off getting a solid 4. I feel like that would have been what they needed a little more. Because I mean, they pretty much have the makeup of a team similar to the Celtics, and we see how lethal the Celtics were when you got Chet at the 5.
Okay,
But
I don't think they. I mean, they're similar. I guess they're shades of the Celtics, but the Celtics are levels ahead. I still think I think OKC is one of the teams who can probably best give them the best what should I say? Give them the best have the best chance of winning versus the Celtics. Like out of every team, out of any team out of the West, right?
Nuggets,
OKC
even
and
over the Nuggets.
yeah, OKC. I think Nuggets probably have a better chance of beating the Celtics than I think they did. I want to see how they look without KCP because KCP was special for them, bro. KCP didn't just play good defense on the other team's best guards. He also was a shot creator for them. At times, KCP would come off the screen and pull up mid range, and he was really good at that. He was a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter for them. It's like, how do you replace good defense, a little bit of shot creating, and 3-point shooting? Like that, I like the what's the kid's name? The guy there, Brown or something like that. I think
Bruce Brown,
no, not Bruce. It's not Bruce Brown. They had this guy, uh,
Christian Brown.
Christian Brown. I think Christian Brown plays really great for them, right? Christian Brown is really good. I think the Nuggets will probably still be
Yeah,
up
he's nice.
without KCP and Christian Brown being in that starting spot. But I just don't think Christian Brown replaces what KCP does. I think he'll play really well for them. I think he'll do his playing style is different from KCP, right? So I don't know how that's going to impact their starting lineup because they're so used to playing a certain way with KCP. They're going to have to figure it out during the season, and they'll probably still be able to beat Boston, but I don't know if they're going to be able to come out the West.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this season, they should have came. Like them losing to Minnesota was one of the weirdest things ever. I think part of the reason was because of
they're
Jamal Murray
built.
injury,
Yeah,
right?
that too. But I mean, they're built to beat them too. I mean,
Yeah, I think if
they
they
built
play
that team
and
specifically
healthy,
to match.
they'll definitely beat Minnesota though.
You said they were healthy. You think they would have won?
Yeah, I think they're still the best team in the West. I think OKC probably has a chance to beat them, but I still think they're the best team in the West.
No.
I know you disagree. I think in a playoff series right now, Denver versus Mavs, I'm picking Denver.
Really?
Yeah, really. I don't
Okay, so yeah, people got to stop sleeping on Clay now. He's not. He's
I'm
not the
not sleeping
defender
on
he
that.
used to be.
I think
I
Clay will
think.
be really good for you. I think Clay is probably gonna average 20 points for you guys. He's gonna hit a bunch of threes. He probably gonna take some bad shots here and there, but you're gonna live with it. I think you're gonna be really happy with what you get with Clay. I think his defense is gonna be ass. I think his playmaking is
See,
gonna
that's what I mean, though. I think people
but
are overstating
overall, I think he'll
defense
play
to
good for you.
require.
I just don't think he's what you needed. I think his shooting is what you needed, but positionally wise, I think Clay should be off. I should think Clay should come off your bench, and you can't ask Clay Thompson to come off your bench. So I think that will.
You can, you can. The Warriors did, but this is what I will say. He's
Why
not going to start off that way.
why you think
He's
he's no
definitely going
longer
to be.
playing for the Warriors, bro?
I mean, yeah,
Warriors thought Clay Thompson was
but
no longer the fit they needed.
yeah, and when he came off the bench, that's when he started to turn it around. But this, and you didn't
I
bring
think
him here to come off the
offensively,
bench.
Clay Thompson will be great, but I don't think that's what you guys. I think right. I do think you need offense, right? But if y'all needed 3-point offense, it's just like why do you let Tim Hardaway go? Tim Hardaway, he's not as good as Clay. Don't get me wrong.
He was
Tim
trash
Hardaway is a
the
shooter.
second half of the
Hardaway is
season.
a shooter.
I can't even remember where I heard it. I think I watched the video just last night. There was naming some stats about him during the second half of the season. Because during the first
Yeah,
half, he was in the six man of the year race.
it
But
was
the
bad.
second half, he averaged 8 points a game on like 38% shooting from the field and like 20 something percent shooting from three. He was horrible the whole second half
Right,
of the
like
season.
for me, Clay is an upgraded Tim Hardaway Jr., right? He's an upgraded version of that with a little
He's
bit.
the Michael Jordan of Tim Hardaway. I will take it.
Maybe back in the day, Clay was the Michael Jordan of that, but now he more like the Anthony Edwards version of Tim Hardaway.
So who would you say does Klay Thompson's job better than Klay Thompson as far as being a shooter, a spark off the bench type of guy, even though he's gonna
I
start?
think nobody does Klay Thompson's job better than Klay Thompson still, but at the same time, Klay Thompson is not Michael Jordan anymore. He's not Michael Jordan of his position anymore. He is like Michael Jordan was like Klay Thompson was like the only Michael Jordan, right? And then over the time he got lesser and lesser and lesser. He's now the 40-year-old Michael Jordan. Okay. He's a 40-year-old Michael Jordan in the league. He doesn't play, he can still score. He doesn't play defense as well. So teams gonna run through him. I'm not gonna lie, he can still play defense. Don't get me wrong. Play still
Okay.
defensive stops here and there. I've seen him still do it. But for the most part, he's not gonna help much on defense. He's not
And I
gonna
mean,
not gonna make it very tough for the opposing team, right?
but I feel like the Mavericks,
And Luke and Kyrie though, but
yeah, but and that's the thing. They were able to mask them pretty well last season. I don't think the Mavericks are as bad as a defensive team as people
I don't think they're a bad
want.
defensive team. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just don't think they're good enough. I think they were a better defensive team before.
Probably they're probably gonna be a worse defensive team this year than they were last year. But
They would have played good
it's,
defense.
as long as they can play average defense, that offense is gonna make up for it. I
And
feel like.
also, your kid and them gonna have to make sure they run plays are played because if you don't run some off ball, shooting
Yeah,
some ball cut in, then you're just
yeah.
wasting Thompson.
I don't think it'll be a complete overhaul of how the offense is
Regardless,
set up.
real quick could have averaged 25 points a game. I'm still taking Denver over him.
Wow.
Still taking Denver.
That's insane. That's insane. And this is what I think.
I don't think
Even
Mavs can beat. I think it's a matchup based league. I don't think the Mavs match
yeah,
up against Denver.
why not?
Nobody can guard Nikola Jokic. Nobody can guard Jamal Murray.
Nobody can guard Nikola Jokic. Even the Timberwolves got worked
You're
by
right,
Jokic.
but they got nobody to guard Jamal Murray, which makes it worse. And on top of that, you're gonna have MPJ giving you buckets left and right, and you're not gonna be prepared for it.
Yeah, he's
You're
nice.
not gonna match up well against him. Maybe Aaron Garden is still gonna come give you some sneaky lobs here and there. Can play
I
some.
mean, you can say the same thing, vice versa, though.
They're
Who's
gonna
going
play.
to guard Kyrie, Luka, and Klay on their side?
You're right. You're right, but I think the Denver is still a better scorer overall.
Okay, man. You might, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we will. I'm not. It will be close, but I'm still taking Denver.
I mean, I'm not. I'm not mad at you for saying it. Like
Yeah.
they won a championship just last
I
year.
might take
So
the Mavs over OKC, but at the same time, I might still take Denver. I might still take OKC over Denver. I don't know. It depends on how I see OKC.
it's all matchup wise, like you said. But I feel like Denver, they're definitely gonna take a slide after losing KCP.
I agree.
And I feel like a lot of teams. I mean, like once you win that title, it's a target on the back of your head. People they look forward to playing against you. They start to figure out what they need to do to match up against you. They take their matchups and their game planning more serious when they go against you versus
So
other
let me
teams.
ask you, like, you think Mavs coming out of the West again?
I think I can't say who's gonna come out the West, and it's kind of like last year to me. I feel
Right
like they have a
now,
chance.
somebody said right now, I'll give you $100 if you can pick the right team to come out of the West. Who you picking? Who you put in for that $100?
I'll probably take Mavs just because I'm slightly biased on it, but
Okay. Pick the Mavs.
and I mean, but I feel like it's a possibility in it happening too. So
If
it's
I
kind
had
of
to
like
put my money on somebody, I'm putting it on Denver. I'm not gonna lie.
Denver. That's fair. I mean, I feel like honestly, Denver, Timberwolves, Thunder, Mavs. Those are the.
I think Denver is going to be significantly weaker, but I think they're still going to be such a great team. regardless. I think they're just built different.
But
I
you got to
think
take into
think
account these
that
young guys,
Jamal
man.
Murray, Nikola Jokic, pick and roll is just different.
Yeah. You still got to take these young guys into account, man. You just never know what kind of leap a person's
The
going to
only
make.
team I think will probably have a chance to beat the Nuggets in a playoff series this year is OKC. I don't think Minnesota is beating them again. I think if Minnesota plays them again, they're gonna be ready for Minnesota and they'll probably whoop them. I think they'll probably whoop the Mavs. I think they'll whoop what's it called? The Grizzlies. I don't think anybody else has a chance. I think the Suns has a chance to beat them, funny enough. I think this
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy, but I think the Suns have a really good chance to beat them because they just match up so well against Denver. And not that they can guard Denver. I just think Denver can't guard the Suns. But that's a story for another time. A conversation for another time. It's a hot take, I know, but I think the Suns have a puncher's chance to beat Denver. I think
I mean, the Suns, they
I would take.
they
Denver. I think I'll probably take Denver over OKC, but I think they have the best chance to beat Denver. Um, yeah. So I don't know if they're ever gonna play each other. I think OKC. I think I would want OKC to come out of the West. I'd love to see. I'd love to see my Canadian brother win a championship,
it's
or
possible.
at least
It's
go to the finals. Definitely possible. I'm gonna be. But speaking of that, though, I'm gonna be very excited to watch Canada versus Team USA. I
Oh
think
yeah.
next week, Wednesday, they have an exhibition match,
Mhm.
which is
I'm
crazy.
not sure when, but I know it's coming up.
Let me stop recording this real quick because I'm gonna record another one.
Okay.